Hey guys, it's Steve from the Tech Buzz Gaming, and I haven't done a game room tour probably since 2020. So I figured about time we should do a game room tour. And then, it's just so you know, it's still a work in progress. But I figured you'd want to check it out to see what it looks like when you first come in. Let's take a look. All right, so when you get down the stairs here, the first thing you're greeted with is I got a bunch of lights going down the side. They're hidden pretty well, but it kind of gives you the effect that you're going down some escalators, which is kind of cool. Up at the top here, I have a really cool sign that says the Tech Buzz on it, my gaming icon and everything, and I got some wrestling action figures that are there. And then also on the side here, I've got some gaming decor pictures up on here. My good buddy Angel from Disability Upgrades made this for me, and I can make this how bright I want it. And I found this little game room plaque online. So when you come down, first thing you're greeted with, we've got the payphone. This was at my father-in-law's pizza shop. When they took it out, my mother-in-law asked me if I wanted it, and I said, yeah, absolutely. It looked really good here in the retro game area. I changed out the outlet here to do a on-off arcade button, and then I've got some posters here, and then I've got the WWE Championship here, the Universal Championship. Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
And I've got the Pixel LED up there that switches, that goes through all different types of games, but I thought it looked cool here. And then I've got the Rated R Superstar Edge spinner belt.
Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it gorgeous?
This is the actual replica. Both of these are, so I have them displayed. They're really expensive. Over here I have a bunch of action figures. I have right underneath I have like Finn Balor, I've got some Ghostbusters here, I have them all, and I've got some lights running across, so. But I've got these. These were more nostalgic for me. I had to buy 2 sets because my son wanted to play with them. So I've got all the Ghostbusters, and I've got Slimer, and I've got Stay Puft. Those are all the ones that they released right now. I've got some posters here, as you guys can see. And then I also have a really cool magazine rack. This has a lot of old magazines going back to like the GamePro days. I've got some Nintendo Powers here. I've got some WWE magazines. I've got some strategy guides that are my son's. But you can see like a lot of older GamePro magazines from the early 90s, Nintendo Powers from the early 90s. And then on this wall, I've got a lot of inboxed Elite WWE action figures that I have up on the wall, as you guys can see. And then over here we have these are probably my high value, high dollar games. I've got like The Legend of Zelda, Adventures of Link, all in box, and they're in like plastic sleeves. RC Pro-Am, really good. All complete. Bayou Billy, Super Glove Ball, Kung Fu, Wrestling Challenge, Captain Skyhawk, and Chrysalis. These are some of them were from when I was a kid. I've got the boxes here for the Game & Watches, and then I've got some Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 games that are really good shape. Complete box. Some my brother had given to me, and then some were ones that I had picked up. Some Sega Genesis, all complete. Some really high-end games as well. And then my son put his amiibos here, which look really cool. And below that I have when I was on the cover of the Business Chronicle. And then I've got a bunch of other Elite action figures here, as you can see. I know you guys didn't really come here to see my collection of action figures. So before we go into the arcade room, let's head into this room, which is our music room technically, but it's become more or less my console gaming room. I got this nice standee here for 2K17 with Brock Lesnar. Over here I've got a bunch of boxes from different accessories and game consoles that I have. I got the Super Famicom. That's one of the only systems I don't have set up because I can't speak Japanese. So, but I've got a lot of in-box games here like PSP that are unopened, and I've got some that are opened, and then I've got some Sega Saturn, Sega CD, Panasonic 3DO, and I need another shelf. So I've got some Xbox One games here, and this nice Call of Duty 360. But I have to get another shelf. Then down here I've got some duplicate games that I have. I've got some Super Famicom games, Nintendo 64 games. I've got some other boxes from when I was a kid that I need to still get the games for, then they'll be complete. I've got some TurboGrafx 16 games, some Jaguar games, some other boxes for Nintendo 64 games. I just need to get the games. Some Lynx games. I've got some PSP, Nintendo Game Boy Advance games over there. Down here I've got some Game Gear games that still need to get in the box for completion. Genesis games, Game Boy games, regular Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games, Atari games, 3DS games, PSP games, 32X games. I got a ton of games there. So that's kind of retro alley, if you will. And then I have over here, I've got this nice replicade of 1942. This is really cool. I don't always turn it on, but it's really cool. So I have a Guitar Hero complete in box. I've got the Mario Luigi race set for Switch. I got some Switch controllers. But down here I've got some Wii U, Wii. These are most of like, you know, your games that are CD or DVD based. This one's sealed. I have it sealed and unsealed. But I have a bunch of sealed games in here that I have. Like here's Tron, it's sealed. And I know there's a lot of mixed emotions and feelings on sealed games versus not sealed. But I have, you know, here's my GameCube collection, and then I go to PS4. We've got a ton of PS4 games here, PS3. Comes all the way down here, PS3, PS2. Coming down here to PS2. All the way across. And then here's some PS1 games, and a lot of these you can see are sealed. So as I've been getting sealed games, I've kind of kept them in the wrappers. There's regular Xbox games, Xbox 360. I have a lot of Xbox 360. And then Xbox 360. Then we go into Xbox One. And that goes all the way over to there. So, like I said, I ran out of room on this shelf. I need to get another one. I'm probably going to put it right over here, right next to this drum set. I'll put it here. But I still need to have access, so my wife has access to her keyboard. And behind her, I have access to the drums. Over here, you'll see I've got some of this stuff is still in box. Like I have the Sega Game Gear, that's in box. I have two of those, actually. My brother gave me his, and then I had bought one on the side. But a lot of these are empty boxes because I have the system set up, except for the flashback. Flashback's in the box. The power pad down here is in the box with the game. And then down here, a lot of these handhelds are still in the box because I'm not really playing them. Here is a nice centerpiece. I have the PlayStation 3 kiosk here in the game room. This has the PS3 inside that is hooked up, and then I also have a PlayStation 1 Mini hooked up. I have my old second gen Switch hooked up so you can do party games in here because there's a lot more room. And then I have a modified Super Nintendo that has every Super Nintendo game on there. So 4 consoles that you can switch to. It'll automatically switch depending on what's turned on. So this is great when we have parties and such. The kids can come over here and play. I've got these nice high back chairs. These are bar stools, but they're higher. So as you can see, if I back up here and we move those chairs out of the room, you have plenty of room to play the Switch party games and not hit anything. And also for VR. VR I play in here a lot. Up here again, there are a lot of boxes of some of the games and consoles and controllers. Here's some prize consoles. You got the original Atari 2600, and then you have the Intellivision. These are original from when I was a kid. My dad had these, and so it's pretty cool, you know, to have some of these. The Intellivision was one of my favorites. And then I've got a complete in box. I actually have two Nintendos. This one's complete in box, and I've kept it that way. And then the Jaguar box. A lot of the boxes, same with Sega. I have two Segas. That one's complete in box. I purchased a complete in box, so I keep it complete in box. The Wii U, the Lynx, some Switch, Wii. Yeah, so you can see we've got a bunch of consoles, boxes. So that's pretty much this room. This is the game room for consoles. Now, if we go over here... Oh, you know what? Before we go into the main arcade room, I got to show you this. So this is our bathroom. This is like my kids' bathroom. This is a full bathroom down here. I've got some gaming mats, but I also have up here, I've got some gaming posters throughout the room. They're really nice. They're in some plastic sleeves. We've got the nice retro gaming shower curtain, and then we've got this. But what you don't normally see in a bathroom is a TV. Why? Because I can. So I've got the Ant Games Sega Genesis 16-bit. You can actually put a cartridge in this one. But these are like some of the built-in games that are on there. And then so over here, besides the magazines and Vader, I actually have the a controller. So you can actually come over here and choose, let's choose Altered Beast. And you can literally sit on the commode. I'm not saying that's the healthiest thing, but we do clean these. We don't just leave them like that. But if you have to do a lot of business, at least you're not bored in here. So we have this set up, and mainly I did this as a joke for my brother-in-law, because my father-in-law always talked about putting a TV in the bathroom, and I just had to do it. So when my son was younger, it was great. My wife could sit in here and sit on the commode and wait for him to get out of the shower, and if he needed any help, and you could just watch TV or play some video games. We've got this nice arcade sign here. So when we come in here, and we'll do another video of the studio, the video studio, but we're not going to focus on that right now. You can see up on the top here, you're going to see a lot of controllers and accessories. They go all the way down the line there for all of the systems. Now over here, you're going to be greeted with a lot of Star Wars action figures ranging from age all the way back in the 90s to the present day. I'm a big Darth Vader fan. I guess I could show you guys this. It'd probably be difficult to see, but I'm going to do my best here to put some light on. Down here you can see I have a huge, let me get out of the light, I have a huge Star Wars and Darth Vader collection. I even have the Black Series lightsaber back here. A lot of people don't see this, and mainly I hide this from when we have kids, because they always want to open up the toys, right? So back behind the studio, that's kind of my prize, if you will. And then of course I've got the toy lightsaber here. Star Wars Arcade 1-Up pinball. Love this thing. Not too keen on the screen as far as the plexiglass. I need to get some glass, but I am keen on the gameplay. Fantastic, fantastic machine. I love this machine. I've got a Toy Shock pinball, one of the first ones I ever got. Nice Twitch pillow. I'm big on Fortnite. One of my favorite characters I like to be is Peely, Agent Peely, so I had to get that in box. The At Games Legends pinball, still one of my favorite pinballs because of how big it is. I like the gameplay of the Star Wars because I'm a Star Wars fan, but then I also like the At Games pinball. So I got 3 pinballs. And then going down the line here, I've got the original Mortal Kombat. These are like we'll call them gooseneck, right? For a lack of better, I don't know what else you call them. Now they're making them to where they look like actual arcades. So this is the original Mortal Kombat 2. The original 40th anniversary Space Invaders. I have that where it has black and white. And this used to be a Street Fighter cabinet. This is my multi-arcade. This has... Basically, I gutted the whole thing, put all, different graphics on it. light up buttons. I have 3D printed coin buttons go in here so that where the switches used to be. So it really resembles, but this used to be Street Fighter 2. It is now a multicade with over 20,000 games. And then I had this custom made. A buddy of mine made these. These are actual coin buttons. You can use them too. And they have my logo. If you look, they have my logo inside of there. They're really cool. And then the sticker. Johnny Arcade made those for me. It's pretty awesome. And then my sound system here. You can actually adjust the volume here. And then I also put in one of these. And I know a lot of people don't see it. 2 USBs. And the reason I did that is like if you want to use controllers for certain games, because on here I do have some Super Nintendo games on here, and sometimes, and Nintendo 64 especially, sometimes it's better to play some of the games with a controller. So some people like to do that if the consoles are being taken up. Like I said before up here, let's start over here. These are modern console games. So these are Xbox Series X games, PS5 games. The PS4 game of Grand Theft Auto is up here only because PS5 version wasn't out when I got this. I got this for Christmas, but there's a free update for it, I guess, to make it PS5. My Switch collection, along with some of my wife's cases for Switch. So if you see doubles there, that's why. I still have an unopened. I have 2 of these. One is unopened, one is open. It may or may not be worth anything down the road, but if anything, I can use it as a trade if somebody needs it. Tons and tons of joysticks, controllers for all the consoles, and we'll get to that here in a second. Here is a camera that I use for streaming in the studio. I have a big 40-inch LCD TV, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, what? You're playing retro games on a flat screen? Yes, because 1, it's great on electric, and 2, it doesn't take up as much room as a CRT. I have the Power Glove.
The Power Glove for your Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you and the games are one.
That was something I always wanted. It works great. Down here I have the Tower of Power. I've got the Sega CD, the original Sega with the bridge over here, as well as the 32X. I've got the Xbox One, PS3, and this is kind of my Neo Geo setup. It's the Neo Geo little handheld, but you can hook it up to a TV and you can play on it. TurboGrafx 16, I do have a multi-cart in there, an EverDrive, mainly because I don't want to ruin any of the original games that I have. Xbox, the original Xbox I have. Down here I've got a white PS2, I've got an N64, I've got a GameCube, a Wii, and the GameCube does have the Game Boy player on the bottom, so you can play Game Boy games on the GameCube. The Jaguar, which is what you're looking at right here with the game here, the Atari Jaguar. Never had one as a kid, always wanted one. The original Nintendo, that has a multi-cart in it, because again, I don't want my original Nintendo games ruined. And, excuse me, Super Nintendo, that also has a multi-cart, because I don't want to ruin my original games. Dreamcast, Sega Dreamcast. A lot of these games I do have set up to play copies, because I don't want my original games getting ruined because of how old, how bad CDs can be sometimes. So I have a binder down here that's full of CDs and games. I have the PlayStation VR, and under that is the PS4, and I know it's hard to see that. It's a dark room. Sega Saturn here. Below that I have the Wii U. Again, it's black, it's hard to see. Panasonic 3DO. I have that down below there. Xbox 360 and the original PlayStation down below. And all these consoles are hooked up and can be turned on and played at any given time. I have it set up in the back here, and I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this because, again, retro systems. I converted all the systems to HDMI, and I have HDMI switchers in the back that will automatically change depending on what system is turned on. A lot of work went into that, but it works great. Continuing down the line, I've got Pac-Man, the original Pac-Man arcade. This was the first one Arcade 1-Up brought out. Still love that game. All these marquees, by the way, on these are light up. I got all the light up ones. They work really nice. The Rampage, I have, this is the original Midwest Classic cabinet. The Galaga, This is the only thing I ever had go wrong with this. The PCB died on it. And I think it's because my buddy got the high score on it. Don't tell him I told you that. And then I have the Asteroids centipede cabinet, and I got the Glenn's Retro Show spinner and trackball in this. So that's a must-have. And then I've got some different decor up here. I found these at GameStop, these big giant Super Nintendo. They came with shirts, so I gave the shirts to my son, and I just hung that on the wall. And I forget who made this for me, but on Instagram he made me a 3D. I purchased this, it was like 40 bucks. 3D art, it's pretty cool. And then of course Arcade 1-Up made these, and I have them hardwired, so unfortunately you see the wires, but because of the way the paneling doesn't stick out. That's one of my cameras for work. I've got another action set box up here. It's empty, but the Nintendo that goes in there is on my rack. Got some more boxes here. Some more Arcade 1-Up decor. And I've got the Assassin's Creed flag up on the wall. And then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Arcade 1-Up. You gotta have that. Giant Spider-Man. Spider-Man's one of my favorite. Another Guitar Hero. I've got this Cabela's Survival for PS3. And Buzz Quiz. And then under here I've got some lights. These are my old DJ lights. I've got DJ Hero under there. It helps give some ambience to the room. Another Super Mario giant cartridge, Johnny Cage. And that one I got for review too, but I forget where I got that. But that's pretty cool. I like it. It says the arcade. I got some games when they were on sale at Walmart for $2. I bought these. Bought every single one for $2. So they're the little dongles. And I got this. That's all it does, which is still pretty cool. It's just a nice piece. The original Mario Brothers, I got 2 of those, so I just hang that one up. My brother gave me this one, The Legend of Zelda. It's like a 3D art type thing. It looks really cool. And an autographed DVD of the King of Arcades with Richie Knuckles. So I have that there. The Castlevania, the Blu-ray series, and then I've got some Namco. These are like you plug them into your TV and they work. And then I think this is Cyberpunk. Yeah, this is like some kind of necklace from Cyberpunk. It came with the pre-order. Some more boxes, DS, 3DS, that sort of thing. I've got my custom Tech Buzz pillow, the TTB, the custom Subscribe, and the original marquee here from the Countercade, but I gave that Countercade away. My daughter has a Countercade for Miss Pac-Man, and I have one of these too. This is actually played a lot, this basketball. It makes noise and tells you to shoot and all that stuff. So I got a nice Darth Vader marquee type style print over there. Mr. Prophet made that for me, as well as a few other things that you'll see with Star Wars. I've got a bunch of WWE action figures up here. I'm going to try not to blind you by that jelly light. You know, just some action figures up there. I've got some posters my kids picked out there. I've got some icon pillows from throwboy.com for like Mac OS. Got some custom Nintendo cartridge pillows that I got from GameStop years ago. And then I've got a custom Tech Buzz gaming pillow, which is really cool. I like to keep down here. Some very valuable football cards that I have up there for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm debating whether I want to sell them yet. I've got my camera for work. This is the jelly light, which throws up a lot of color up on this, like the circles and stuff up on the wall. And I also have chase lights. My mother-in-law gave me this really cool vintage retro Pepsi Cola clock. I really like it. I think it adds to the game room. Again, you'll see some different uplighting from when I was a DJ. Up here, I've got some minor knickknacks. I've got like the Assassin's Creed, the Uncharted. I got Drake. I got a Pac-Man glass. I've got Sonic the Hedgehog here. The Streets of Rage 4 soundtrack. This little Game Over sign. And then back here, I've got the Mortal Kombat original marquee. I use them as decoration. I got an Assassin's Creed book and then a Google Home. My kids got me these, so I leave them up here. It's obviously as a Dallas Cowboy fan. But my daughter and my son gave me that. Legends Ultimate. I've got the Xbox One S box here. I've got a Guitar Hero. live box here in the back of the TurboGrafx because I have a hookup to HDMI. An Uncharted box down there for the collectible, and then some other kind of pop culture box down there, and a ton of Guitar Hero controllers. I think there's 4, 5, 6, 7 there, and then over here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before the pandemic, I could get these for like $2 or $3 a piece, and my buddy was getting them at yard sales and stuff. Now they want $70 a piece, so I'm holding on to them. NBA Jam arcade 1-up, you got that here. Believe it or not, that doesn't get played a lot. I guess just not really basketball fans here. Legends Ultimate. I've got coin ops running on this. This is custom graphics for the Legend Ultimate with my logo on it, the Tech Buzz. I wanted Marble Madness. It's one of my favorite games from the Atari era as well as Nintendo. So I have that. I had that made and took all the T-molding off of it, the chrome, because it was falling off of it. And what happened was I got some neon electrical tape. It looks like electrical tape, and I just put it on where the other stuff was, and it looks really nice. I also got some tally lights and you know, cameras and whatnot. I've got some Masters of the Universe. I wanted He-Man, Skeletor. These are remakes. I grew up with that. I've got autographed Stevie Richards TNA action figures as well as ECW. He came out to visit. If you guys missed it, go look. There's some videos. He was in my studio in the game room hanging out here. We were playing pinball. So he signed a couple of those for me. Over here we have the iArcade. That's right behind. I'm really debating about getting the gold. I just don't want to know if I want to pay it. I like the design of the gold, so we'll see what happens. Miss Pac-Man. I've got that there. That's all. These are the original ones. Big Buck Hunter. So this is Big Buck World. This is played a lot. And I put it over here so you could stand back and actually play. Star Wars, the sit-down cabinet. This is one of my favorite cabinets to have. I have the seat pushed in right now because of... so you don't trip on it in here. And then I've got Final Fight, the original. I love Final Fight. I'm not getting rid of this cabinet. One of my favorite. And I like 1944 as well as Ghosts and Goblins, so I don't plan on getting that. Golden Tee, another game that's really played a lot in this game room, so those are all games that aren't going anywhere anytime soon. And then over here is where I do my game streaming. I have a 49-inch Samsung curved display, and I have 2 computers hooked up to it, Mac and PC, so it does like a virtual split in the middle. So as you can see, I have my OBS on here with the game capture up here. So I play on that screen. I'm watching that screen like Xbox Series X or PS5 is what I have turned on. And then I just use these little lights and they light me up really well. And then the audio mixer. I just recently started getting into some VR. I've got the Oculus. And when I say get into VR, the other VR system that I had for PSVR gave me a headache and made me nauseous. So this setup mainly is all my new consoles. I've got my Switch OLED back there, so I can be hardwired. My PS5, my Xbox Series X, and I've got them both sitting here, right on top of the computer. I have a nice shelf above it. So I got my Discord here, and then I've got my screens here, a camera here, and a camera here. And then I've got the 48-inch, 49-inch, I forget what it is, TV there. And then, my headphones are hanging there. My backpack where I usually have an iPad is there. So that's kind of, and over here, that's kind of my setup because I have like the Stream Deck here with all my buttons for running the OBS. So you can see like this is kind of my setup. And then over here I have these monitors for my broadcast setup. A lot of times when we have LAN parties or when people come to game nights, they'll sit over here and I'll hook them up to these TVs so that they can get a hardwire connection for their Switch. So they'll bring their dock and everything, so they can have a bigger screen rather than playing it on a handheld. And then I have these lights going across the top, and I've taken the old marquees when I replaced out the regular ones to make them light up. I put them all up on top here as just basic decor. And if you're wondering about these lights, I have links to them in other videos. You just got to look in the description, or you can send me a message and I'll happily give it to you. I get these on Amazon, and you can control them from your iPhone, and I connect them all so that they look exactly the same. But you can see they go up along the top there. So that's pretty much my game room. I do have a bunch of gaming carpet here, I guess, from the arcades. These are little pieces of carpet my mom had gotten at a, I want to say it was some kind of sale, and she had found it. They go to a lot of different sales and whatnot, and so she had found this stuff. So I just put runners down. So I mean, that's mostly where you're standing. So you get that nice, from all the lights, you get the nice glow off of it. But I do have regular carpet down. Eventually I'd like to carpet the whole thing like that down here, but it's very expensive carpet and it's hard to find. So that is my game room in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd really like to get to 10,000 subscribers. I really want to push the envelope a little bit to get to that. So I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, like this video, share the video. And I'll continue to update you guys. I'll do some more. We're going to hopefully have a live show coming back again on gaming. We'll see. But I'm going to continue pumping out some content. I'd encourage you guys to check out some of my gaming videos where we're going game hunting. All that can be found here on my channel. I appreciate it, guys. 2022 Game Room Tour. Till next time, keep it buzzing.